Hi Cliff fans and welcome to another one of my 5 minute Cliff album reviews, and today I'm going to review Cliff's 1965 album Love Is Forever. Now this album got to number 19 in the British album chart in 1965. All the songs were recorded between 1964 and 1965, and they were just all from sessions and all, and they're put together, and this album was released. It mostly includes standards, but it's an album that I absolutely love. I love it more. I had it when I was younger, and I think I love it even more now today than I did back when I was younger. Um, and the songs I probably didn't even listen to when I was younger are probably my favorite ones on this album today. Yeah, just some absolute crackers on this album. So I'll go choose some of the tracks. The album opens with "Everyone Needs Someone to Love," which is absolutely beautiful opening to the album. It was written by Hal David and Burt Bacharach. The second song is probably my favorite song on the whole album. It's an old standard. It's called "Long Ago and Far Away," and I absolutely love this track. It's one of my favorite Cliffs recordings from the 60s, "Long Ago and Far Away." It's just absolutely beautiful. Um, it follows "All of a Sudden My Heart Sings," which is another one that I kind of dismissed years ago, but I absolutely love now. Um, the song I mostly probably played back when I was younger is next, and it's called "Have I Told You Lately That I Love You." And yeah, I kind of like, because I know that a good few rock and rollers recorded this song. Elvis recorded, Ricky Nelson recorded it, Eddie Cochran recorded it. So it's a song I was really familiar with, and I love Cliff's version as well. Follows a slow version of "Fly Me to the Moon," which is absolutely beautiful. He did a faster version of "Fly Me to the Moon," which I slightly prefer, on his next album, which was called Kind of Latin, which I will get to a review at some stage. Another one of my favorites is next, a song called "Theme from a Summer Place," which was a big instrumental number one. Um, what was the guy's name? Percy something. Um, he had a big instrumental number one with this in the early 60s, and this is Cliff singing lyrics to it. It's absolutely beautiful theme from a summer place, followed by "I Found a Rose," which is beautiful as well. It's another one I dismissed years ago. Absolutely love today. Another one of my favorites on this album is next. It's called "My Foolish Heart," which is absolute beautiful song. Um, Another one of my favorites from years ago, and I still love it now, is "Through the Eye of a Needle," which I think is also written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. Um, Follows "My Colouring Book," and I remember reading them. I seen in a magazine. I got a kind of one of them vintage magazines from the 60s, and there was a Cliff profile in it, and he listed this song as one of his favorites, and it's all called "My Colouring Book," and the version he had written as one of his favorites was by Andy Williams. Um, I kind of dismissed this song when I was younger, but it's absolutely beautiful. "My Colouring Book," it's just a beautiful song. Followed by "A Walk Alone," another beautiful one. Another one follows "Someday You Want Me to Want You," which is performed with the Shadows. I think it's the only one on the album performed with the Shadows, but and it's the most upbeat song on the album. I think it's the only one that doesn't include the orchestra. It's just Cliff and the Shadows, and yeah, it's just a cracking version. It's a nice, fast version. The only other version I think I was familiar with was Ricky Nelson sang it a bit slower. I love that version too. Another one of my favorites, "Paradise Lost," is next, and the album closes with a beautiful song called "Look Homeward Angel," which is just a really fun track to listen to as well. So I'm gonna rate this album. I think I'm gonna give it, because I love it so much, I think I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, because I don't love every single track on it, but I do love most of them. So I think 9 out of 10. I think is fair for this album. Absolutely love it. It's kind of like a hidden gem. It only reached number 19 in the British album chart. I suppose 64 and 65 was all about the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the Searchers and all the Mersey Beat, and all the bands were coming through, and people were probably consider Cliff a bit old-fashioned at this stage. He didn't really help the case by releasing an album with standards, but I absolutely love this album. I think it's a hidden gem. If you don't have this album, I really encourage you to go out and seek it out. It's called Love Is Forever. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, so if you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them in the section below of your favorite tracks and how you'd rate this album. Cliff Richard, Love Is Forever.